What's up, YouTube? This is Boyd Milkman doing my 50-second track review on Jumpmixer by Ssnowgubben or Ssnowgubben or something like that. I don't know what is the proper way to pronounce it, but that doesn't really matter. I don't know whether to classify this track as a motocross or a hybrid, because it does have characteristics from both types of track. It obviously does have fairly lengthy double-wide sections, but it also does have fairly motocross-like jumps, so I do not know. I think I would personally call it a hybrid, but some other people might call it a motocross because, I don't know, because it does have some very motocross-like qualities. And I found this map really fun to play, mainly because it is fairly creative, mainly because you don't see a lot of sky tracks with a huge amount of jumps or anything like that, and I found it really fun. A few of the jumps, particularly one coming up right here once I go off this ramp, they don't work every time. As you can see, I tilted forward too much and then kind of did like a little flip and ended up rolling off the track like that and exploding. But they do work most of the time. It's just some of the time a couple of the jumps don't work perfectly, and more cases than not, it will cause you to fail by having your mongoose tilt forwards too far. So I I don't know, like, I guess the jumps just need to be worked on a bit more. But it is really cool, and I do like the terrain parts. They are fairly well designed terrain parts, and it's fairly fun. It also has cool aesthetics. There's like this little, I don't know what to call it, but there's like a tower thing in the center that you drive under multiple times, and like there's these braces that are overlooking, making little overpasses on the track, and you go under them, which is really cool. And they have like little turrets or something in the terrain parts. So all of the terrain does look really cool, but as you can see there, once again, I flipped off of that. It's 3 or 4 jumps on the map. Don't work perfectly, but my biggest con ends with a teleporter. And that is, it worked for me every time, but that's the problem. It's like, oh, it works perfectly for one person, but that's because I was playing by myself probably, and I had host. So it's likely that if I was playing with another person, the person who was not host would have lag going through the teleporter, and it might screw him over somehow, because teleporters are just like that. Teleporters are assholes, and you cannot explain why a teleporter does that. It just does. So I would really prefer it if a track were to end without a teleporter, because teleporters can be inconsistent even if you test them again and again and again for some person for no apparent reason. Even though you may have tested it with 5 other people beforehand, for one person it might just completely screw them over. And it doesn't make any sense why that does happen, but it just does. So I would really prefer it if it did not end with a teleporter, but still it is a really fun I can't say the words. Overall, it is a really fun map. Okay, I just need to like talk really slow. Okay. Seriously, no, this is a really good map, and it is really fun. Pros, it's really, yeah, it's a really fun map. It is interesting and fairly creative. It does have good terrain parts, and for the most part, it's fairly good jumps. Cons, 3 or 4 of the jumps don't work every time, and it ends with the teleporter, which is a bit annoying. But overall, I really like this track. I had a lot of fun playing it. Once again, if you want to submit a map to be reviewed, send Pro4 Racing a message with the subject map review. In your message, I need your gamer tag, the name of the map, and a link to the map. Thank you. Goodbye.